All right, we're coming in hot this way. All right, that works. Do you guys see me and hear me? Oh man, my electric just went out again. So I'm hoping you guys can see me and hear me. Quality is just gonna be as it is. Cool. I'm glad you guys can see me. It's kind of dark. I don't even know if this mic works right now, so we're just gonna put that over there. We're gonna just renegade this. So wow, this is cool. This is cool. Well, welcome to the show, everyone. This doesn't usually typically go like this. Usually I have an entire setup. But you know what? We're going to roll with this and we're going to make it through. And I'm going to do it in the dark. So good. I'm glad you guys can see me and hear me. That's really all that matters, right? And if this is your first time here, this is really not how it goes. Much smoother. I was really excited how the graphics were going. Did you guys see the new graphics? Is that not awesome? I was pretty stoked about those graphics. Do you guys notice something a little bit different here at all? Anybody see it? I don't want to share this yet, but it's going to share right away. Do you guys notice anything up here? Yeah, see right there. We're doing a rebrand at Outpost Gray. So I'm really excited about the rebrand. You'll see the new logo. Thank you, Carolyn McKnight. Amazing graphics. She's been helping me out a ton. So you're going to see some changes here coming up very soon. Really excited about that. Also, if you've been here before, you don't see the name Grant Thornton. And just so you guys know, Grant Thornton, the portfolio that I was a part of called the public sector. So we do a lot of work in the federal space, the public sector space, was acquired by an organization called Guidehouse. So we're in this middle of this transition. We are literally this week, I am now a Guidehouse employee. Great news is I will likely be rebranding with Guidehouse. But as we're in the process of going through the acquisition and everything, I just wanted to be on the safe side, remove Grant Thornton's name, stick with Outpost Gray, and move forward. On that same note, though, I am going to be taking time off in November and December. So we've got, a few more Thursday shows for October, and then I will be taking a break so I can rebrand, come back stronger for you all. I've got some really great ideas that I just need time to work through. So enjoy these shows in October, but after October, I'm going to take a break, come back strong in January. So I'm really looking forward to that. CyberFed news will still continue, so that will be a definite. So a couple of highlights before we bring on our guest. Hey, Paul, good seeing you in the crowd. Really love seeing you guys. I love it. You guys make my day. So I want to share this with you. So not next week, but the following week on the 20th, I'm doing a really cool event with one of my favorite organizations that is part of NIST and falls under NIST, which is NICE, the National Institute for Cybersecurity and Education. So as part of Cybersecurity Awareness Month, which is October, go October, they are having a Cybersecurity Awareness Week. And I'm going to be one of the speakers. I will be speaking on October 20th. That's a Thursday, my typical time. So please show up for that. Tell all your friends about it. I'm going to be talking about and doing kind of a brief style. It's going to be a little bit different than this show where I'm going to actually have a presentation and I am going to talk you through the process of breaking into cybersecurity with no experience. And I'm going to do it by not telling you to go spend $2,000 on a certification, but I'm going to teach you different types of roadmaps that you can use, either college or certifications or just hands-on, and different ways that you can approach breaking into this very unique industry and how you can go after it. So I'm really hoping that you can get some tips and tricks and take away from that. Where is that? I don't even know where that screen is. Hold on. Got to figure out where that screen is really quick. I can show you the other. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Look at that. Fancy. Okay, so just a quick reminder for anybody that's new here. Friday, we go live on the CyberFed news. I drop this episode every 9 a.m. So tomorrow morning, make sure that you stop over tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. and check this episode out. You don't want to miss it. And then last but not least, let's talk about the individual. You guys should see what I'm doing over here and trying to get back from one screen to another. It's a little wild. All right. Who do we have on the show today? Well, I don't have my notes in front of me, but thankfully this is a very dear friend of mine. So I can do his intro by memory. If you don't know Tom Marsland, you need to get in the know, especially if you're a veteran. Tom Marsland is the chairman of the board for Veteran Security. Tom, I've known you since seems like forever. I think it was 2020, the first time we met. And I met you because of the VetSecCon conference. And that was actually when I was really trying to like break into the speaking side of cybersecurity. And I was so excited when you had accepted my proposal to speak at that event, it was an awesome time because of VetSecCon, get this, okay, track with me on this. Because of VetSecCon, I met this guy, John Helmus. And if you don't know him, he's a big red teamer. I met John, who then introduced me to the Gerald Auger. Gerald then reached out to me and talked to me about co-authoring a book that is, where is that thing? Hold on. Here you go. Here you go. This thing. It's this book right here. You guys have seen it around. Yeah, all because of VetSecCon. Completely changed my life. Have met so many friends. My best friend, Eric McDuffie, who I co-host a podcast called Two Cyber Chicks. I met her because of John Helmus, who I met at this conference. So I can't say enough about this. I'm always excited that Tom makes the time to come on the show. So, hey, without further ado, I think it's time to get our guests on the show. What do you guys think? Let's go ahead and get everybody to put your hands together virtually. Yay! Let's get Tom on here. Let's do it. Woo, woo, woo. Yes.
Max, how are you?
Man, it's been a day.
Yeah, it has. Not 3 minutes before and your power drops.
Yeah, you guys didn't see, but we were like prepping and I was literally like, all right, Tom, we're ready to go. We've got 1 minute. I'll just start us early. It's going to be awesome. Let's do this. And he's like, yeah. And then everything went dark on my end of the world, completely shut down. Oh my God. But then it all came back online. So I was like really optimistic because I had, everything's like up and going. And then nope, I have no electricity right at the moment. Yeah.
We're still online.
We're still managing this. Thankfully, I have battery power and a hotspot in technology, and I have a backup power. So we're going to get through this. We're going to make this happen. And this thing, I don't know how this thing, I'm not going to lie, I don't know how this thing is operating. It's plugged in somewhere. I think it's got like some ghost energy.
All right.
I have no idea. It's literally plugged into the same area that my computer is plugged into, but nothing, all my electricity is out. But for some reason, this thing is working. No idea what's happening. Whatever. YOLO. So Tom, let's talk about you because that's what this show is about. Let's kick this off. So VetSec. Yep, VetSec. But before we kick that off, for anybody that doesn't know who you are, can you share a little bit about your background and then why you established VetSec?
Yeah, absolutely. Short and sweet. 22 years active duty Navy, submarines. My last tour of duty was running training programs for submarines and their power plants, their engineering departments. I've always been interested in the IT cyber side of the house, though. 6 years ago, I got my bachelor's in IT security. Just this past April, I finished my master's in cyber, and I've always been looking to find ways to make my transition out of the military easier, skill up into cyber. Back in January of 2020, I joined VetSec as a member, and I found an amazing, welcoming community. We were about 1,800 members strong back then. And the nonprofit side of VetSec was just beginning to grow into finding training partnerships and realizing the potential of an 1,800 strong veteran community that could reach into these partnerships and find training for veterans to help them get into cyber. And 6 short months later, I had been gifted EJPT Junior Pen Tester certification from the VetSec board at the time. And they had held board elections and were looking for volunteers because all of the board actually was stepping down to allow kind of new people to take over. I actually volunteered to be the board secretary, and just through some personal changes, wound up being the board chair, and I've been there ever since.
Yeah. And when you got into it as the secretary, and I know I said you founded it. I know that you didn't found it, but you do so much now. Like you have a team, but you still do a lot of the work within that community and building it out. You're very passionate about it. And I always forget that you're not the founder, because your passion is like as if you founded the organization. And a question for you is, like, when you came in as that secretary, when did that fire kind of ignite where you wanted to take a more active role within the organization and be more forward facing like you are?
Honestly, as soon as people were talking about the idea of a strong community that could obtain benefits for their members, more than just mentorship, which is a huge part of what VetSec does, is that pay it forward mentorship from people who have already transitioned into the community. But when we realized that there was this path where we could reach out to companies like eLearn Security or INE at the time, and they were willing to support the veteran community, we realized there could just be so much more that we could do. That's really when I got excited about it, and kind of have been driving that ever since.
I love that. So many people. I love it. Alyssa is going to be there with her handy dandy notebook. Definitely. We'll be talking about some of the individuals that will be speaking there. You can catch my talk. I think I'm going to be on Saturday. That'll be out soon. And then Paul Cummings, another veteran in the audience. Love Paul. VetSec is awesome. Even the submarine guy, I suppose.
Paul's just hating on the submarine community. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. I think, Paul, you're a Marine, right? Yeah, I think he is. But yeah, so let me okay, so you got in, you started in as the finance, as the accountant, right?
Secretary.
I always say accountant.
That was only for that was only for like 3 weeks before I moved into the chair
and then you moved in to the chairman of the board, right? So you've been there ever since. And then as you've kind of gone through this process, how have you seen the organization grow just in the last, like, we'll say since 2020, since COVID hit to where we're at today? How much have you seen the organization grow?
I don't want to speak well of COVID, but it was a driving force in technology in general. Zoom has become a verb. And it affected VetSec as well. Going into 2020, like I said, we had about 1,800 members. Right now, we are on track to pass 5,000 members before the conference here at the end of October. Awesome. So it's been amazing. And of course, we always wish we could reach more, but the organization, when I took over in 2020, we had one strong partnership with eLearn Security, and that provided about 13 training vouchers for different certification exams: the junior pen tester, the pen tester, and the pen test extreme, the CPTX cert to members in the industry. Matt Kiley, Husky Hacks, is also speaking out a lot, and he was one of the recipients of that award as well. And from then, we just started reaching out to different partners and asking for help. And we have gotten just some amazing response from different companies in the industry. I'm proud to say now, every single month, we are sending a member of VetSec to a SANS course of their choosing, which is huge. We've partnered with Hack the Box. We partnered with Try Hack Me for some period of time. We've partnered with our original founder, Heath Adams, over at TCM Security, and he provides discounts back to our members, and plenty more. Our latest ones that I'm super happy about are over at SafeStack.io. They've literally opened the door for as many members as we want that want to learn about secure software development to take their courses, as many as they want. And it was just through the wonderful graces of their CEO, Laura Main, who reached out to us and offered. And then very lately, I think actually at VetSec in 2020, when you were there, Jax, the keynote was Chloe Mastagi. She's working over at Cybrary now, and thanks to that connection, we're now a Cybrary Impact Hub. So they're providing Cybrary subscriptions to our members as well.
That is awesome.
We also went through a complete rebrand just this last year. So we have new logo, new website, We built a learning management system with a few courses for our members to take, centered around kind of the skills that we feel would best help members trying to transition out of the military. 3 big ones: resume writing, networking, and interview preparation are kind of our things that we try and focus on. So there has been a lot of changes, and it's been a joy to help lead the organization and put on VetSecCon the past 2 years, and continue to help grow and do it again this year.
Yeah, and I think it will be. I think it's going to just keep growing. The relationships keep building. I mean, your keynote this year, if anybody in the audience doesn't know, John Hillquist, but a big name in the industry. I worked with him at FireEye, also a veteran. He worked in the soft environment. He was I think it was civil affairs. He was either civil affairs or PsyOps, and so we worked in similar circles. But he's going to be keynoting this year. I mean, you get big names. In last year, you had
Robert Lee.
Yeah, Robert Lee.
Yep.
I mean, these are big names that you get in to speak, to give their time to the community for free, to be able to give back. And that just speaks volumes to the cause and the mission that you guys have and how it's impacting the overall community. Now, there's individuals in here that are wanting to get involved. Who can get involved in veteran security, not just VetSecCon, but veteran security? Is it a paid membership? What does that look like?
Yeah, so that's one of our big stipulations, is that nothing we offer we charge for. We are a nonprofit. 99% of our proceeds go straight back to the community. So VetSecCon.org is our website. There's a join us link at the top right, and any member of the U.S. military who is currently serving or did serve, that includes the National Guard, reservists, you name it. Also, any member of any of the 14 Eyes community as well is welcome to join VetSec. Some of the benefits from our partners are restricted to U.S. Military and veterans only, but as far as joining our Slack community, and that's 90% of the benefit is that mentorship in that community. That's open to everybody that was a military member from one of the 14 Eyes countries.
I love that. Okay, so for VetSec, can anybody participate in that? Like, it's obviously a free event. Can they? Do you only have veterans speak? Do veterans get kind of priority over civilians to be able to speak at the event? How does that work?
Anybody can attend the conference. It's going to be all virtual. We're building out the platform right now. It's going to be on Hopin again. So if anybody in the audience attended last year, it'll be a very similar layout. We're going to have our sponsors there with expo booths. And like I said, anybody can attend. Our request for proposals time frame has already come and gone. We're working on building the schedule now. But we accepted proposals from anybody, military and non, who wanted to speak.
I love that. And then you got a question in here from Paul, and he said, for the veterans interested in threat intel and like threat hunting, is there a Mandiant Academy?
Yeah, absolutely. There is. Mandiant was one of our big partners last year when they launched the Mandiant Academy. They donated a significant number of seats to our members, and we were able to award those. Their academy is still there and able to be accessed. Yep.
I love that. That's awesome. So let me shift this back, change the screen. I'm loving how I'm working off of one single pad and one monitor.
You're doing great.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing pretty well over here. This is awesome. Okay, so we've talked about, let's talk about how individuals can actually get involved and donate. Like, if somebody's listening right now and wants to be able to donate to the cause and what you're doing, what's the best way for them to be able to do that?
Go to our front page. There's a big donate now link right on VetSecCon.org, about halfway down the page. And that'll take us to our PayPal. We're a member of the PayPal Giving Fund, so all proceeds will go straight to, and then right there on the VetSecCon page that you have up, we've got a big donate now link there as well. So either of our sites, whether it's the conference or the organization.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think you can see that tab. I only have it for. Can you see that?
We can see it.
Can you see that? Okay, cool. Awesome. Yep. And this is the partnership page. But if we go back over into home, now I can't see the live stream at all. So this is awesome. But we've got welcome to VetSec.
We're still seeing the conference page, Jax.
Oh, you still see this page. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. So it only does, okay, that's fun. It only does per tab. Let me try this again. Let's try this again. Let's see. Oh man, this is going to get a little wonky if I do it that way. Here, we'll go to this page. Okay, so this is the actual VetSec at veteransec.org. Yep. And you can go and get more information about what they offer. There's the donate button right here, what their members think. Isn't it at the bottom of this, the Slack? I thought it was here.
Right there or top right, right next to that login button. Join us up there.
Oh, okay, cool. Yep. So you can get in there, add your information there, or write in here, log in. Oh, join us. That's the one.
Yeah, you got it.
I've done. Yeah, this site has gotten a lot cleaner. It's definitely, you guys have been. Yeah, so you go through, add your LinkedIn profile. Why do you guys do this? Why is this so important? Because this is a mandatory one.
It is. So we verify all of our members' military service, and LinkedIn is just one of the ways we work on doing that.
And how long does it typically take for you to vet a military individual that's applying?
Within 5 business days, they'll get a reply back, and they'll get 2 emails. They'll get one from the site and one from Slack saying their membership's been approved. And then they can come into the community. We've got, like I said, coming up on 5,000 members now. And we've got channels ranging from, military transition specific, like resume help or job listings. We've got some general chat. We even have a couple of channels where the messages will expire after a certain period that are more for talking about mental health and those kinds of things, and providing resources along that front. And then we've got technical channels ranging from general IT to cyber threat intelligence to digital forensics, you name it.
I love that. Okay. Now, if somebody let's talk about some of the partnerships. Let me pull that back up again, because I know you guys have some amazing partnerships. So let's bring that tab up, and I'll kind of move over to the Veteran Global Tech Network. If you want to talk on that a little bit.
Absolutely. I would love to. So the Veterans Global Tech Network is an organization loosely that we founded this year. It's the board chairs or CEOs for 3 other orgs plus ours. It's Tech Vets over in the United Kingdom, headed by James Murphy, Coding for Veterans in Canada, and Vets in Cyber in Australia. And there's the 4 of us. Right? We get together quarterly just to discuss issues that we're seeing across the cyber threat landscape, across hiring initiatives. We share partnerships. SafeStack. When Laura reached out to me from SafeStack, we connected her with the other 3 organizations, and now all of our members are partaking of that offer. And so it's a wonderful network for the 4 of us around the globe to discuss. And we're looking for a New Zealand member so we can have a 5 Eyes group. But it's been great. They're all wonderful people leading excellent organizations, very similar to VetSec in their community-minded focus. And it's just our way of sharing our lessons learned around the globe with them.
God, I love that. And it seems like forever ago, but I'm pretty sure I did a live stream with you and James, didn't we?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I thought so. That seems like
absolutely
so long ago, but yeah, I do remember meeting him, and I'm like, wow, yeah, we did a live stream. That was a good panel. We just did a veteran panel. We should honestly, and this will be offline, but I think that we should connect and figure out a way to do a collaborative event where we can do like a veterans panel or like a veterans discussion that just runs for like an hour or 2, and we can have the individuals come on the show and we rotate in and have everybody kind of chat. I think it would be great to talk about.
Absolutely. The 4 of us recorded already a stream that'll come out on Veterans Day and Remembrance Day over in the UK for that. And then on the partnership side, our corporate partners, I'd love to touch on those. So if you just click partners and sponsors right there, most of them are listed here. A couple of big ones I want to touch on: Immersive Labs. So every single member of VetSec can get access to Immersive Labs Veteran Digital Cyber Academy. That the links just go to their pages, but Slack, thanks to them for providing our platform. Level Effect is a cyber defense analyst boot camp, and they provide a free seat every cohort for a VetSec member. And we take the applications through our Slack. We're an academic partner with CompTIA, So even if you're not, even if you don't have an EDU email address, you can get the academic discounts on all the training and vouchers they have. Splunk, through their Work Plus program, is gaining access to training for all of our members on use of their SIM. Like we already touched on the Mandiant Academy. Fortinet and their FortiVet program, that's open to all vets, but we're partnered with them as well. Touched on TCM Security. Center for Cybersecurity Training is in the DC area, and they provide very, very high-level training, malware analysis, reverse engineering, those kinds of things, and they've granted seats, 1 seat at each of their trainings this past year. INE is supporting us quarterly with a voucher for a member, and also a significant discount. Evolve Security put one of our members, or 2 of our members, through their OSCP bootcamp, which was awesome. And then Hack the Box provides discounts year-round for all of our members. And then 2 that aren't on here that are very recent, I touched on SafeStack and then Cybrary as well. And I'm pleased to say also Coursera. Every single VetSec member has access to Coursera as well.
Wow, that's amazing. Look how much you grew. Is this what you had for 2021 sponsors?
That was 2021 for the conference sponsors. Yep.
Wow. Look at how many you've created partners with overall. Like that's great. That's so great. Yeah, that's fantastic. Good work. Good work. What do you guys suspect you're going to be able to do for next year? I mean, we're coming out the end of 2020, and I keep wanting to skip 2020 and talk about 2023 for some odd reason. But what do you guys have planned, like projection wise, on memberships, partnerships? Can you talk about any big projects that you're working on for 2023?
Well, my members keep harassing us to do an in-person conference. So it would be awesome. The cost and logistics are the thing that we have to work through, but I would love to be able to get there and do something in person. We're looking at doing kind of chapter-based meetups, kind of local area meetups around the country, and see what we can do on that front. That might be a little lower barrier. On the membership, really, I'm so happy with the partnerships we have, and we're kind of covering all the areas I think I would want to cover. That I really want to focus on new membership in our mentorship program. So formalizing our mentorship program a little more and finding better ways to reach to the Department of Labor and the DoD and the VA to just get our name out there and get more members. There's an estimated 200,000 military members separating from the service annually in the United States, and I have 5,000 members in the last 3 years. So there's some piece I'm missing there. So I would love to grow that.
And I know that Gerald Ogier is, he was really involved with a lot of veterans. He actually, in one of his video, talks about some of the #1 people he would work with were veterans leaving the military after their years of service. And it was a mixed bag of like either retiring out or they did, their 6 years and they wanted to break into the industry. So there's got to be a way of getting you connected with one of those hiring managers. So anybody watching this that has those connects that can help Tom get connected with that individual, that would be great, because they go through a transition process and it's just getting your name on that list of like resources for them to reach out to help them as part of their transition out of the military.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to make that happen. Hey, it's good to see some people jumping in. Tapunia, I don't know if I said that wrong, but so great to have you here. I know a lot of great resources. I'll drop the links back in the chat again. Tom Ryan, always great to see you hopping in here using your legitimate name. Great. Ken Perez, welcome. He said local chapter meetups is a great idea. 100%. I actually talk about this in one of my blogs that I shared like last week, meetups for like veterans and stuff like that. I think that's a great way of like connecting when you're doing the transition. That's actually a great question to like segue with you, because we've talked about this before, Tom, like outside of like the conference, what other resources do you provide that help these veterans that you've seen? Like, have you noticed like meetup groups getting established, or, you talk about these one-on-one mentorships that happen? Do you have any use cases or examples of veterans coming in and being part of those groups and helping them either like get a job or maybe just helping them through the transition portion? Because that's hard for anybody that's never been a veteran. It's really challenging when you leave the military and you go into civilian life.
Yeah, absolutely. Our mentorship programs, it's very informal still at this point, but it's also very effective. I like to say that anybody can join our Slack channel, pick the right channel topic, and ask a question, and within 10 minutes they're going to have 5 different people helping answer them. But our mentorship program is really designed for that long-term, more one-on-one connection. So inside the Slack, they can submit a request for a mentor, and whether it's general transition advice or a specific field they're looking to go into, we've got about 30 members of the Slack that volunteer to be mentors, and they will get those requests and take them if it's appropriate, for their field. And then they'll establish a connection, reach out to the member and see what they can do to help, and kind of have more of that one-on-one, have a person, that can be your person to reach out to with anything more specific that you want to talk about. That's been very effective, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback on it. As far as the transitioning, I think at least every other day, we are seeing somebody post in the Slack that they were able to get a job, and it might not be directly through VetSec, but certainly because of connections they made here. We have had members reach out to us because they've had a place that they can talk about their mental health struggles in our Slack, and then reach out and say thank you for the people that were answering me because I didn't know what to do when I made these posts, and it was super helpful. So I see success there every day.
That's awesome. Yeah, and the mental health thing, it's legit, especially in, we were kind of talking about this before we kicked off the show. Just like, I feel like since COVID hit, everything has kind of been sped up, and we've gotten busier. At first, everybody kind of slowed down, because we were like, can't do this. Everybody slowed down, but then now that we work from home and everything, we've all kind of sped up. And I think that's had like major impacts on the mental health. And it's good that you guys are addressing that. Do you have specific like mental health providers that are in the Slack, or is that more of like an ad hoc thing?
No, it's really honestly just a channel in our community for people to talk. That's really all it is. We don't pretend to be psychiatrists. We don't pretend to provide any kind of advice like that. But it's a place where people can talk about the struggles they're going through, whether it's burnout or, there's so much that happens when somebody transitions out of the military that people who have never been through it don't realize, I was talking to some people the other day about resumes, and they didn't realize it was through one of our partners, actually, SYNAC. SYNAC got a few of our members into an internship program through their SkillBridge acceptance, and they picked members right out of VetSec, which was great. But one thing I talked about to them was resumes, and how military members, especially ones who've been in for some period of time, they need help writing resumes. And they offered to do some resume review with us and stuff. And they were very surprised by that. Then I kind of broke it down, like, take my personal case. I joined the Navy in August of 2001, before 9/11. Like, the last time I interviewed for a job was 1999. I don't know. Like, it was a job at McDonald's before I graduated high school, like, military members haven't written resumes. They haven't interviewed. Boards in the service are not the same as a job interview. And they don't know how to network outside of the military. So we've worked pretty hard to build some courses that directly try and address those things. And then the mental health channel and our VA and benefits channel just try and help be a support system of fellow veterans. I know I've talked to you about it before, Jax, for myself, but working, the closer you get to transition, I think the less you feel attached to the unit that you're at and the service that you're a part of. And I think VetSec does a good job, thanks to the members, not to me personally at all, but thanks to the community and the members that are there, of providing that community where people have that as they step away from the service, but they still have a similar group of like-minded people that they can reach out to for help and ask questions.
Yeah. Have you noticed, like, because like you're about to transition out, you're in a process right now that you're going to be retiring. This light is still on. This, if anybody is hopping in right now and you're wondering, like, this is kind of a weird setup, she's a little dark, whatever, it's because my electricity went out and I'm literally working off of a laptop and I'm hotspotting my phone. And I've got some random light over here that is plugged into everything that's supposed to be on, but I have no electricity in my entire house. But this light is like, I'm waiting for it to die. I
Yeah,
still
it's
don't know where
magic.
the power is. It's really weird because it's in the same power strip as all of this. So I have no idea what's happening. So I figured I'd like angle it to be better in my face to like, but anyway, so let's talk about you again. So you are
Yeah,
about to transition out. You're in this big, like that shift. It's this awkward feeling of like, all right, transitioning out, doing those last little things to, close that chapter in the military and to move into the civilian world. And I'm curious, have you been leveraging VetSec to help you along your journey as you move through this phase?
absolutely. Joining VetSec in January of 2020 was me starting to figure out my transition. That is why I searched and found VetSec when I did. I had come off my last tour of duty at sea, and I had moved to shore duty, and life was slowing down a little for me, and I wanted to figure this whole thing out and be as prepared as possible. And that was still January 2020 was 4 years prior to my EOS. And I was just trying to research it out and make a timeline and figure all this stuff out, so I wasn't kind of coming down to the last minute. Because I have a family that I need to support as well, and I wanted to be prepared. As I've gotten closer, I have definitely leveraged VetSec. There have been contacts within VetSec who have helped me get informational and real job interviews, even though I'm still a ways out. There have been members that have helped with the DoD Skill Bridge program and providing a way for me to get approved for a skill bridge. So
That's awesome.
I'm actually about 11 months out now, but I've already been approved for a DoD Skill Bridge program, so I'll be taking advantage of that for my last 6 months in the service, which I'm super excited about. It's a great program that the military offers. If you can get in, I highly encourage the Skill Bridge internship program as a great way to get some real world experience outside of the military with an employer. So yeah, I have been leveraging everything I can at VetSec, and there are so many resources that our partners have donated to us and that are there. And really, I leverage the community and the network more than anything now. I ask questions about what I should be studying next, or how to do something, or you name it.
That's awesome. And yeah, I think that just to like highlight some of the things that you're saying for the civilians out there that may not have, or maybe you don't know anybody that's in the military, or if you do, maybe it's like it's too far extended for you to be able to kind of comprehend. So just to provide like why when a veteran leaves the military, why like VetSec or Skill Bridge is so wonderful is because like for myself, I left active duty. So I still serve in the reserves, but even leaving and being in the reserves is still like that transition because you're not around your same unit. You're not doing the same mission. It's completely different. And I was full-time civilian. So I did that 1 week in a month. And it was really hard because not only are you trying to find a new identity of not being in the uniform all the time, but you're also trying to integrate into another identity in the civilian world. And VetSec, Skill Bridge, SANS has some programs and some skills to provide, meetup groups, things like that. But VetSec specifically, why I love this organization so much among all the others is because you can make this transition with other people that are like-minded in a similar situation, but you've got resources. So it's more than just like, hey, let's sit in a circle and talk about this. Like that happens a lot of times in the VA. They're like, oh, you're having issues, let's talk about it. But then they don't give you any tools to help you move through that, or at least when I was going through the VA, and I still am. And so I feel like what you're doing at VetSec is like a 360 approach of helping those veterans, getting them into that community of like-minded people, but then still providing them the tools and the resources to go into that next step. And that's what's the most important is like, what's next? How do I get there? And I want to do it with my family that I know so well, which is the military uniform members.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. You know, the biggest piece of advice I can give to people joining VetSec or managing their own transition is to own it as much as you as much as you possibly can. You know, you will join VetSec and there are 4,800 other members ready to answer your questions and ask help. There's a myriad of resources, you know, that we went through and talked about. But you have to take advantage of them and reach out and ask for that help, and you'll get it. You know,
I think that's also. Go ahead. Sorry.
You know, just like in the military, you know, there is a brother and sisterhood associated with wearing the uniform, and I know that, you know, I know people in various Navy ports around the world that I can call and ask for help, and I'll get it. And it's the same in VetSec. There are members that post their phone numbers in their Slack profiles, just so if a member needs help and is having a hard time, give them a call. You know, it's a great organization, and really, it's just made possible by all the members. Yeah, it's just been, I've been lucky to be in this role, and I'm happy to keep doing it. But the members are what make the community what it is.
Yeah, I agree. So let's talk about a little bit about, because I know you guys haven't fully solidified the speakers, but can you give us like a high level overview? Because we actually just had an individual earlier. Where is that? Wanted to bring this up. And he was really excited. Here we go. Robert, good to see you, Robert. Welcome to the show. Robert Kern, he's excited about the CTF. So can you share a little bit about like the outline of the conference and how it's going to go?
Absolutely. We're going to go Thursday, Friday, Saturday right now. So the 27th, 28th, and 29th of October. It'll be very similar to last year for anybody that attended. So on the 27th, we're going to have a kickoff with the CTF. So Immersive Labs will be providing the Capture the Flag competition for the event as well, again this year. Prizes will go to first, second, and third place, and it'll run all 3 days of the conference. And then Thursday will be our workshop day. We'll call it day 0. So that'll be our longer workshops, 2 to 4 hours in length. John Stoner will be back again this year to do resumes and refreshments on Thursday evening. So you can get your resume as ready as you want to get it and toss it into I think we'll be running it on Discord again for that event. But you can toss it in there and he'll review it live online and help give feedback on resumes. Last year it was him and Leslie Carhart, and it was a great time. Friday and Saturday are the official conference. So we'll start Friday with the intro by the board keynote speaker, John Holtquist over at Mandiant. And then we're going to break into 3 tracks again, like last year. So we'll do one track is information security skills. So that's the technical track. One will be all about the community. That is really kind of for our partners to showcase what they're doing in cyber, what they're doing in the veteran community. And then one of them all about transition. So navigating your VA benefits, interviews, resume prep, you name it. So 3 tracks, 45-minute length topics. And it goes about a half day on Friday and another half day on Saturday. And the whole reason there was there are military members that can't get a day off during the week to watch talks. So we split it Friday, Saturday for them. And then all of our talks, just like last year, will be on our YouTube's page as well. We record everything and they're free to access as long as our YouTube page stays up. All of our talks from last year are there, including yours as well. So.
Yeah, everybody, I did a CTI chat last year. This year, I'm going to do a LinkedIn review. I'm going to try to get a guest on there to help me burn some LinkedIn profiles. I think it'll be really, really interesting. But the reason I want to do that class, and it was going to be a workshop, but my time is so limited. You and I talked, we're going to move it to a talk. But I think it's really important because you see it all the time. These veterans get out and then they have their military photo as their LinkedIn photo and they're out now. Yeah, right. Yeah. That's the face that I'm talking about when I see that. And I'm like, why? Yep. So I really want to help because the resume is one step, but we are in a digital world And a lot of times these recruiters go to your LinkedIn. So I really want to be able to help these veterans and anybody, because anybody can attend, to really help you. Like, how can I refine my LinkedIn to be more successful? Because if you can have a solid LinkedIn and a solid resume, you can get past a lot of the gatekeepers. It's just telling that story appropriately.
Absolutely. Yeah. The biggest things are your network, your resume, and then your ability to interview. And really, your resume and your network are what get you to the interview.
Yeah, 100%. And we don't, in the military, I never interviewed for a job. I never, you have a military resume, and it's funny because the military resume is like a bio. It's a completely different, like an actual military resume is like 7 pages long. And it is like, I have one because of my warrant officer packet and promotion packet. So like and it is like mine, it's everything you've ever done. And it's nothing like a civilian resume. And so when you leave, you're like, I have to interview, I have to do these things. And I feel like we do a disservice because we don't teach that at all in the military. And we come out and we still talk military on our resume, and then we don't, like, same thing on LinkedIn. So it's like, get rid of the military photo. Let's look civilian. Let's talk civilian. And you'll be really successful. We've got about 6 minutes left. So what I want to be able to do is kick it over to you for a couple minutes to just do some final shared thoughts before we wrap it up. We have some people that have just recently jumped in. Welcome, Kim. Good to have you. Really quick, wanted to show you this really good comment from Tapunia. Probably saying that wrong. My apologies. But she said, I completely agree about the VetSec being such a unique bridge to a career transition for vets. Thank you for showing up. It's really good to have you in the audience. But a lot of people, also really quick, pause. If you are popping in like Jess and Kimberly, if you guys go rewatch this, my electricity went out. So that's why it is what it is. We're rolling with this. We're making it happen. But with that said, I'm going to pass it over to you, Tom. You've got the mic. I'm going to give you the floor, and you just share final thoughts. You can talk about anything you want to talk about. It is all yours.
Well, first, Jax, I really just want to thank you for having me on today. It is always a pleasure to get some time to chat with you. Second, the biggest thing I want to say is VetSec is made by the members that join and that contribute and that volunteer their time to do resume reviews, interview prep, mentorship. It's an amazing organization. And like I said, I'm just thankful to be a part of it. It has really picked up so much steam now at this point. It's its own thing, and it's going very well. If you're a military member that's listening to this, go to our website at VetSecCon.org, click the join us link and sign up. Completely free, no strings attached. We don't do anything with your data. It's really just to verify your service. And there's tons of benefits from some amazing partners, and then mentorship from the community. And if you're not in the military, but you're listening to this and you want to learn more about what we do, go to the link that Jax just posted and read more about our site. If you want to help the veteran community, go and reach out to us about a sponsorship or a partnership. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. Everything that we receive is tax deductible for your organization as well. And really, the last thing for everyone out there, we are all better and stronger together. So that includes the military, that includes the cybersecurity community. So, stick together and help each other grow and get better. That's all I got, Jax, but thank you so much.
That was awesome. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I dropped them links in there for everybody to be able to go check that out. Make sure to follow Tom, connect with him. If you're a veteran, if you're not a veteran, doesn't matter. Go check out VetSecCon. You don't want to miss it. I feel like I'm always with my family for 2 days. It's great. I mean, this is my 3rd year doing it. And last year was my 2nd year. And I just felt like I was hopping into everybody's rooms, as many as I could. And it's a good, cool community. So definitely come in. Make sure to drop into the chats. We'd love to hear from you when we're speaking. Always. And Tom, always great to have you on the show. It seems like we do like 3 or 4 live streams a year. So it always works out.
We do. It's great. I love it.
I do too. I love it. I'm excited for VetSec. All right. That was it. I'm going to kick you to the green room and do a quick wrap and then go figure out why my electricity's off.
All right.
All right. See you later. Bye, Tom.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, I love him. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for not only showing up, but sticking this one out. This was a little abnormal due to not having electricity, but I feel like the hotspot did actually surprisingly, impressively well. So pretty happy about that. For anybody that just popped in here, I really want to touch on a couple of like high level things that we've got kicking off. So give me just a minute because I'm like navigating this right now on one screen. So let me pop over here really quick. So just so you know, I am doing a really cool collaborative event as part of Cybersecurity Awareness Month. If you don't know, October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and the National Institute for Cybersecurity Education, NICE, is actually a program of NIST. You all know how much I heart NIST. They are putting on a cybersecurity awareness week that week right there. I think it's the week of 17th. I think that's that Monday. Anyway, I'm going to be speaking on October 20th, that Thursday, during my regular time. And it's going to be a little bit different layout. I'm going to have a presentation, and I'm going to really be talking to you guys about breaking into the industry. So if you know anybody that would want to hear about this talk, it's already on my YouTube channel. You can go to my YouTube channel at Outpost Gray. Go check it out. I'll show you actually right here how to get to it. I'll drop the link in. So let me actually... You guys see the secret sauce really quick. Hold on. Let me go. I'll just drop the link in there really quick for you all. So, that's not it because that's live right now. Hope you guys can still see this. I think you can. I think you can. All right, let's go to lives. And right here. Whoops. I think this will still work. Yeah. Let me copy this for you guys and drop it in the chat. Hold on. Man, I'm like... If you guys saw me over here on one single laptop, all the things happening. So that is the link. Use that link to share with your community so they can be part of this event. It's a live stream. I'm also going to be doing a Q&A. I'm going to be showing you how to map your career either through university route or certification route or just straight hands-on. I'll also be teaching you how to do it with free or no or minimal investment. So it's going to be I think it's going to be great. I'm really, really excited about doing that. And then just a reminder, if you are new here and you don't know about it, tomorrow, 9 a.m., CyberFed News kicks off. It's a pre-record, and I provide you the high level of what's happening in the federal space. I've actually debated on if I'm going to record it tonight because I don't have any electricity. But you know what? James Driscoll wrote some really good reports this week. So I'm going to do it for you, James. Doing it for you, making it happen. And then just one last reminder. If you guys have noticed, I have some different graphics up here. Thank you to Kimberly McKnight for helping me out. We're doing a rebrand right now. You may also know I don't have Grant Thornton up here anymore. That is because Grant Thornton got acquired by Guidehouse. A portion of the organization did. And now I'm in the middle of an acquisition. I'm like now today, as of Monday, a Guidehouse employee. But with that being said, doing a rebrand, going through that process. So starting after this month, I am freezing all of the Thursday live streams until January. So more to follow on that. But thank you guys for your continued support. I'm really excited about this rebrand, taking the 2 months off, because I'll be able to come up with some better content, really refine some of the work that we're doing behind the scenes, and then come in stronger for the first of the year. CyberFed News will still be happening, but the live streams will be paused, not canceled entirely, but paused. So thank you all for your continued support. Kimberly with Cybersecurity Central, always supporting me with graphics, and James Driscoll, one of our content creators with Outpost Gray, huge supporter. Really happy to have you guys. All right, that's all I've got. You guys, thank you again. I'll see you over on the Simply Cyber side. If you're going over there next for the 4:30 stream, make sure to drop in hashtag Outpost Gray. All right, I'm signing off. Let me make sure I hit the right button. Okay, bye.